An Inspiration Motivation One-Liner Guide 3. Chapter 1. Inspiration Guide 1. Inspiration Ideas 1. All you are is spirit and energy. It's all you really own. Take care of your health by releasing some physical energy every day. You get to feel good by releasing the natural energy inside of you as opposed to releasing artificial energy from your indoctrination to the world or sitting around doing nothing much like a couch potato absorbing pop culture entertainment. There is tragedy, pain, and suffering everywhere, all the time. Sometimes you can help. Most of the time you can't. Minimize watching the news. If you do, don't think or dwell on all the tragedies there. Buddhists say that tragedies are meant for people to learn things. They say don't obsess about them. Accept them. Keep living. If you want to seriously transform the world and transform your life, there are a few things you have to do. To transform the world, we have to change our governments to true democracies where the people rule over the internet. Nobody can change who they are by nature. The hardest, most honorable thing you can ever do in life is to honor who you were born to be by nature by releasing the positive natural energy inside of you every day. Every day, do some physical activity for your health, do some creative intellectual thinking for your mind and be totally alone in silence for a while to contemplate your recent experiences and plan out the next day. That's the best you can do. Inspiration Ideas 2. Look inside yourself and you'll see that you possess everything you need to communicate with God. All the wisdom you need is already inside of you. The hard part is to get past the indoctrination from the world to listen to yourself purely and freely. Dare to dream your greatest dreams and work hard at it. Make sure you enjoy doing the work. Get past your petty individual ego of selfishness and greed to live by what you feel in your soul given to you by your God to do something good with your life to help and/or inspire other people. Have a conscience, an absolute moral code of righteousness that you live by. Live a life that you're interested in. Do what naturally inspires you. Pop culture entertainment is a negative force. It fills you up with negative, frivolous, unrealistic views of life. It makes you envious of a fantasy lifestyle. Justin Bieber, a punk kid, is worth $300 million and I'm listening to Dire Straits sing Money for Nothing about some punk pop star. The world builds these frivolous people up as celebrities to try to get the masses to be jealous and aspire to live that fake glamorous lifestyle. I am who I am. I live a great life with what I got. That's it. How many of them are addicts? I spend most of my time in my own thoughts or I listen to positive videos on YouTube. Try to respect people and even love them. If you can't do that because of your self-centered nature, hate, anger, envy, whatever, then minimize contact. Stay out of other people's way. Don't antagonize them. Discover your soul, essence, purity, or free spirit. Honor it by releasing most of that natural energy every day. In the book of Ecclesiastes, the author, King Solomon, says too much wisdom, too much thinking, too much analysis is bad. You will never solve all the world's problems. Even if you do, the greedy evil people are in charge. They don't want to know your ideas, so slow down, live one day at a time to enjoy your life and get some joy in amongst your deep, profound work to change the world. Don't listen to too much of the noise out there in the world. Some people offer wisdom and useful advice. Most people are trying to sell something. You live alone in your own head. Make peace with who you are. Live a peaceful life by your own standard. That's the best you can do. Achieve this by minimizing the noise from the world entering into you. There is nothing wrong with spending time in silence without a gadget on blasting something at you. I spend at least half of my time in silence. I listen to interesting, positive talk radio for entertainment. Inspiration Ideas 3. Fashion is capitalism's attempt to get you to get attention to yourself through what you wear. Whenever you dress fashionably over and above simplicity, wholesomeness, and function, people are naturally turned off because they see you as an ass trying to be a peacock. Be modest and natural. Be unpretentious. Be yourself. Arrogance, pride, and vanity are the ways of the world. The world wants you to be a superstar, stand on a pedestal, beat everybody else. You live alone in your own head. You don't have to impress others or try to impose your will on them. Don't try to seek attention for ego's sake. Seek happiness within yourself through what you do. I think the human ego is the most destructive force on planet Earth. People are so high on themselves that they can't give a little bit and back off to avoid a confrontation. They would rather challenge the other person who they think disrespected them somehow or gave them an attitude. This always leads to an escalation of anger. If you develop an attitude where your sense of peace is within yourself, it's easy to let things go when somebody does something bad or mean to you. It solves a lot of hurt simply to walk away from confrontations that you want to start because you feel angry. Nobody can totally control their feelings of anger. I've seen Buddhist monks do violent things in anger. Time and patience helps. The best thing to do is to leave the situation and do something else to release your natural energy in a positive way. I still get angry. The end result is always the same. You can't change the world. You can't change other people. I know that the mainstream propaganda tries to say great people change the world. It's bullshit, like Penn and Teller's old show that Gandhi and Mother Teresa were frauds. Everybody has got their own self-interest on every issue. Mainstream media won't cover you unless you create some big situation out in the world. Most activists got big egos with their own agendas. Even if somebody presents them with a great, simple idea on how to change the government en masse, quickly and peacefully, most of them aren't interested because they got their own little comfortable social world within activism. That's what they're really there for, to make a bit of money, make some friends and get some status within their community. Live your life for your own joy. Don't kill yourself trying to improve the world because it will eat you up and spit you out. Help the planet by using less energy when possible, like shutting lights off when you leave a room and hanging clothes out to dry. Don't pollute, or at least minimize your life by buying and using less things. Dispose of your trash properly. Don't just throw it anywhere. Try to minimize driving a car. Every car gives off loads of carbon monoxide. I can smell the pollution when I walk near a highway. If you see somebody in pain or in need as you go through daily life, you should stop and ask them if they need help, or help them if they're in a position where they can't talk. This is the true test of how good you really are. It's like the Good Samaritan story from the Bible. Will you help someone in need if you see them laying on the side of the road, or will you keep going? This reveals your true character. People can talk all they want or donate money, but what do you do when you see someone suffering as you're busy doing your thing? What can you do to help others that you like to do that earns you a living? That's what you should do, rather than some menial routine job you have no interest in. Even if you can afford it, don't spend money on useless, frivolous things you don't need, because it goes against natural law, which is to take what you need and leave the rest. To me, living in material excess is a sin, because it's not right to use up the world's resources for your frivolous enjoyment while so many people suffer. Inspiration Ideas 4. If you're in debt, pay it off as quickly as possible. Try to save money, because at some point, there will be an emergency and you will need it. Try to be honest about your feelings and thoughts when talking to others. When you feel down, you don't have to say how down you feel, but be honest that you're not feeling so hot, because all we really got is our honesty and intimate connections with others. I was watching the PBS show about Samuel Clemens, aka Mark Twain, describing him as this depressed loner who felt alone. We are all alone in life. There is no sense destroying yourself just because you feel alone. He was bitter at God because of all the tragedies he lived through. They said he was an inspiration to the world and laughed in the face of hardship. That's what it's all about, I guess, to show others that you are human. Enlightenment is knowing the voice of God that lives in you, then living to honor it. Great people trying to live great lives are not overly materialistic or miserly in the sense of getting what they can for themselves and living as gluttons, absorbing all the food and cheap thrills they can. To live a great life, give of yourself to the greater spirit within you. Open it up to strive to do whatever is deep, great, and beautiful within you. Whenever you give anything away, you're giving it to yourself. Life is simply an experience to use up your spirit to do something with it. What can you do that's good to help humanity? That's the most important thing in a noble person's life. Almost everybody thinks they're noble, but there are a lot of delusional self-centered pigs around everywhere. It's hard for me not to judge people based on my intuitive, natural sense of judgment, so what I do is keep my mouth shut and try not to show negative, condescending body language. Like if I see an overweight person, I don't snicker. I try to keep the same non-committal facial expression. It's easy to put people down by your mannerisms. Try not to betray what you are thinking when you have negative thoughts against others. Try to look neutral or non-emotional. Some people say when you give your energy, material goods, and spirit away, you're giving it to yourself. The great secret to a great life is not to be a selfish, gluttonous pig, but use up whatever energy is inside of you to do worthy things. The greatest cure to feeling sorry for yourself is to get up and do something positive, healthy, or inspired. Work is love of life. Sitting around destroys people's souls. I know because I've analyzed myself while sitting around doing nothing. I realized that if you don't know what inspires you and use up that natural energy, your life is nowhere regardless of what other delusions you live under. Why should you do anything beyond what's required to earn a living? Because life is supposed to be a glorious affair. You're not some little asshole looking at the clock making sure you give no more energy than what is required to earn your paycheck. You're supposed to be a dynamic force, living to release the natural energy inside of you to do something great, beautiful, inspired, or fun. Life is a struggle for most of us, but the beauty is always in your state of mind and what you do. Whether you are struggling or in a peaceful place, you still have an accountability to your happiness through what you think and do. A few people encounter situations in life where a group of people are all united doing something without ego. They're all doing something together. There is peace and love in the room. It doesn't happen much, but this is what we really want, to be in a community of nice people who are all good to each other, working together towards something. You should have some kind of curiosity about your life, to keep doing new, interesting things. Inspiration Ideas 5. Religion might not lead to happiness but will lead to comfort when you're down. I read some Buddhist book at sacred-texts.com and they kept saying over and over again, it doesn't matter if God is real, you need a spiritual belief to live a good life. I studied near-death experiences by watch hundreds of NDE videos on YouTube, then wrote a book about NDEs to say I think they're real. I think I have an eternal soul. Love yourself. Do something good with your life. Happiness is feeling good in a deep sense. You can get cheap thrills from food, sex, drugs, etc., but happiness is a deep feeling of peace and joy in the soul. We are creatures of the moment. Your mood depends on what you're doing and thinking right now. It's okay and natural to worry, but ultimately life is lived right now and that's it. Enjoy life right now. I can't buy into this. It's like that song, don't worry, be happy. If you don't worry, you might end up homeless. Always think and plan for the future. Happiness is subjective. To one person, happiness might be basic comfort. To me, I can't feel happy feeling average. I can only feel truly joyous or happy if I do something tough or inspired that purges something deep out of me. It only lasts for a while. It has to be renewed all the time. Happiness is being who you were born to be, releasing all that natural energy in your soul all the time without being trivial about it. Create yourself to become who you were born to be. Happiness is joy in your soul, the freedom to do what you want, knowing who you are and living by it, feeling that you are united with the rest of humanity, feeling love within yourself and trying to share it minute by minute. If you can't love everybody, be tolerant of them. Don't go looking to antagonize people that you don't particularly like. You have creative energy inside of you. When you release it, you feel good. It never fails. It takes your mind off your problems. Inspiration Ideas 6. As long as a man's inner nature remains stronger and richer than anything offered by external fortune, as long as he remains inwardly superior to fate, fortune will not desert him. The I Ching. This statement, written over 2,000 years ago, says the same thing that Joseph Campbell's analysis of life yielded through his books The Hero's Journey and The Power of Youth. Pretty well all of us are intimidated and bedazzled by the outside world when we're young. Then we go out looking for fame and fortune, and after all is said and done, we realize we live alone in our heads. As long as we got our basic material needs met and don't live in poverty, it's about what you do every day. The greatest people try to do something deeply inspired, creative and good every day. By good I mean you do something that helps others in some way. Be like God. Be who God created you to be at your highest. What is your purest and highest goodness? Can you live by that ideal? The happiest people are the most creative. They keep creating. They do something then move on to the next thing. They never stop. Nothing should be forced or artificial. You should live by the natural intuition you feel. Be competent and functional. It's okay to dream, but don't make dreams your master. Keep both feet planted firmly in the real world of money, bills, and being friendly and peaceful with people. Get rid of negative thoughts with positive action. Some people feel guilt or shame about their pasts. Let go of it. Life is lived right now. Get rid of all expectations, especially grandiose ones. One guy says he lives to serve God. It's a good way to think. Do you feel love with the people you live with or work with? If you don't, sometimes you have to live with it. Minimize contact with downer, negative people. You think your own thoughts. You're free to think whatever you want. That's at least 65% of feeling good, how you choose to think. The rest is action, what you do. Your age is who you are now. Accept it. You can't stop aging. You can try to live a decent life regardless of how limited aging makes you. Try not to be critical or judge others, at least not openly. If you can't think lovingly or kindly about someone, don't be negative. Be neutral. Don't try to control others. Think of yourself as an improving, healing force for the world. What you think, say, and do right now determines your future. Try to be joyous and optimistic. All life is risk. You can't be too cautious or too reckless. Be level-headed and active. Pessimism and negative thoughts will destroy you if you let them. The biggest secret to life is to listen to your natural intuitive standard over and above everything the world tells you is true, good and right. This is as close to the voice of God as most of us get. Success is working on something worthy and good day by day. Whatever you do, try to do well. Live according to the seasons. Do what is appropriate to the weather. If you overdo anything including material excess, it usually causes problems. Money and titles can't help you where you live in your mind minute by minute, day by day. Work hard then rest well. Inspiration Ideas 7. Nothing should be forced or artificial. You should live by the natural intuition you feel. Get rid of all expectations, especially grandiose ones. One guy says he lives to serve God. It's a good way to think. Do you feel love with the people you live with or work with? If you don't, sometimes you have to live with it. Minimize contact with downer, negative people. You think your own thoughts. You're free to think whatever you want. That's at least 65% of feeling good, how you choose to think. The rest is action, what you do. Your age is who you are now. Accept it. You can't stop aging. You can try to live a decent life regardless of how limited aging makes you. Try not to be critical or judge others, at least not openly. If you can't think lovingly or kindly about someone, don't be negative. Be neutral. Don't try to control others. Think of yourself as an improving, healing force for the world. All life is risk. You can't be too cautious or too reckless. Be level-headed and active. Money and titles can't help you where you live in your mind minute by minute, day by day. Avoid bitterness. Be as curious and innocent as a baby. Don't show off or act too clever. Be androgynous. Express your male and female traits. Great leaders don't try to dominate their men. Precious things lead one astray. Money corrupts many people. Listen to your inner voice. Hard times are a normal part of life. Do not be concerned with loss or gain. Just live. Try to love the world. Life is lived in the present. Be aware of everything in case of danger, but be courteous and unassuming at the same time. Rest and relaxation helps you center your thoughts on what's important. Be open to what is going on in the world. Kindness and morality are wisdom and intelligence. Live a simple life by your true nature. Having more than you need violates the laws of life. You have negative energy, neutral energy, and life-giving energy. Try to release energy that adds something to life. Live a life of meaning and purpose. Discover what that means for you and honor it by releasing that natural energy every day. You have a responsibility to be a positive force for improvement and action in the world. Try to look at all tragedies, losses, and disappointments as learning opportunities. The realest thing you own is your soul, that deep place of truth within you. People are weird and funny. It's best not to fight them or be stubborn unless they're seriously intruding on your life. Let them win or get their little feelings of own-upmanship over you. It doesn't matter. Your sanctity is eye on your soul. Never show off, trying to impress others. Just be yourself. Don't boast. Just do what you do. You don't have to fight unless threatened in a serious way. If somebody wants to argue over a small point, walk away. Good people generally don't talk much. They are active. Try to be a good, virtuous person. Be quiet, peaceful, and relaxed. Life should be a natural flow of releasing your natural energy. Enjoy the beauty of life when you feel it. An enlightened person is kind and not condescending, but at the same time he or she is detached from the usual trivial things most people occupy themselves with, like gossip, professional sports, pop culture entertainment, etc. Don't be afraid. Be relaxed. Live your life. Be loyal to your good friends. Help them when necessary. Don't try to fake love or concern if you're not feeling it. Be kind but natural, which is neutral or indifferent. No matter what happens, the only real truth you have is what's deep in your soul. Try to be open and curious about everything. A Buddhist said, don't destroy yourself worrying about the state of the world. It is what it is. Everybody has to carry their own cross. Carry yours in your own way. If you watch the news then feel down every time there's a tragedy, all you're doing is destroying yourself. You're not helping anything. The universe is sacred. It is what it is. You can't improve it. The best anyone can do is try to live a natural life in harmony with nature. Life is seasons and cycles. Wise people avoid the extremes. They stay near the middle. When the lows or highs hit, they are always stable and calm. All the money in the world will not make you a better person. You still are who you are in your soul. Try not to use force to get your way. Just do what needs to be done every day regardless of how traumatic life might be. Don't exploit your position or power. Do great things but don't be arrogant about them. Avoid violence because even if you win, you feel bad about it later. Weapons are instruments of fear. Use them only if necessary to defend yourself. Some people say there is a 100th monkey effect or cosmic conscious, a kind of telepathy among the human race. The greatest people are peaceful and quiet. Release the pure energy within yourself. There is good and bad energy in you. Release what is good inside of you for spiritual growth. It's something you feel within yourself. In life, you will confront evil people and have to learn to control the evil and anger within yourself. The world is polluted. Most people are polluted. They don't live for the dignity within themselves. They work then want comfort by consuming junk. They look it. You can usually tell if someone is a mindless consumer. They'll never admit it, but they are. That's not you. I actively create your life by doing things. The ego inside of you is probably responsible for most of your misery. Ego is the part of you that wants to be recognized as important and special by others and thinks it's better than other people. When you live by soul, you live true to yourself and disregard the good or bad attention from others. Try to do what you were born to do. That's it. You need a higher purpose to feel any excitement about life. Notice that in sports on TV, when someone wins, quite often they gloat and rejoice like crazy people. A noble person doesn't care much if they win or lose. They are there to expend energy in a mutually beneficial way. It belittles your competitor when you act like a domineering asshole. Everybody loses sometimes. By this line of thinking, when you lose, you should not beat yourself up. A noble person understands that sport is for fun. When he loses, he doesn't care because he expended energy, which was the purpose of it in the first place. But capitalist society has to use sports to replicate war. Inspiration Ideas 8. True wisdom is get past your petty individual ego of selfishness and greed to live by what you feel in your soul, given to you by your God, to do something good with your life to help and/or inspire other people, the planet, and animals. Have a conscience, an absolute moral code of righteousness that you live by. Live a life that you're interested in. Do what naturally inspires you. Enlightenment is to awaken answers that are already in your mind that your Creator gave you. Life is so hard to create, so maybe there is a creator, but who created this creator? What created the first thing ever? Why did someone create us if they did? What happens when you die? Does your soul leave your body to go somewhere else? If something created you for a reason, the logical answer would be that you continue on because of this reason. The reason is love. Something created you out of love. Why would it want to kill you? It wants you to develop to be as loving as it is of your own free will. Develop and do something good with you. Aim for wisdom, then do something positive with it. Be competent and functional. It's okay to dream, but don't make dreams your master. Keep both feet planted firmly in the real world of money, bills, and being friendly and peaceful with people. Don't listen to too much of the noise out there in the world. Some people offer wisdom and useful advice. Most people are trying to sell something. You live alone in your own head. Make peace with who you are. Live a peaceful life by your own standard. That's the best you can do. Achieve this by minimizing the noise from the world entering into you. There is nothing wrong with spending time in silence without a gadget on blasting something at you. Be quiet, peaceful, and relaxed. The greatest life is to live naturally by what you feel is right. If you scheme and lie, you will be caught, then your reputation is mud. The great virtue is humility, lack of outward ego, aka pride. To lead, you must follow so as not to be a big shot. Try not to compete with others. Just be the best you can be. Be kind, compassionate, frugal, and modest. Try to be peaceful, calm, forgiving, and humble. This is how to deal with people. Don't underestimate your enemies. Your wealth is in your spirit and heart. Once you get sick of being down, then your depression is cured. Until next time. Keep your sense of curiosity. Do not intrude on others or harass them. Have self-respect, but do not be arrogant. Don't infringe or interfere with other people too much, even as a boss or relative. Some people get tired of life and want to die. Try to avoid having life make you hard. Gentleness and openness is life. Stiff and inflexible is death. If you have a lot of wealth, share it. Leave others in peace. If you help others, you should feel good. Words and language limit us. Try to think without words, in thoughts and images for a few minutes here and there. Let go of all attachments. Keep living and moving for positive things. Roll with life. It's never as hopeless as you might think. Many people quit on the verge of a breakthrough. Keep going. Grow and evolve today. What matters is love and wisdom. The secrets of the universe are there to explore. Be aware of the suffering of others and try to help them. Try to be loving even to strangers. It's always the best of times and the worst of times. There are always tragedies and weather calamities. People have been predicting the end of the earth forever. Change the world by being a light. Self-interest is fine to the point of self-sufficiency but not greed. Reap what you sow. If we live in fear, then bad things happen to us. Love and respect everyone for who they are. It's the only way to save the world. Many people believe some supernatural event will soon transform the world. I say cool it. All we know for sure is what we got day by day. I've been reading some new age stuff. It seems delusional. Everybody wants some magical huge changes. Your imagination is unlimited. To be a good person, be good to yourself and help others. If you serve others, you are doing a noble thing. Every religion has this as its highest purpose. Try to love others, get along with them, spread harmony and truth. The Great Spirit of the universe operates by compassion, harmony, and wisdom. Whenever there is calamity or change, keep a hold of your true, basic identity. Inspiration Ideas 9. Discover what gives you incredible joy and bliss, then do it all the time. Create a utopian world of fantasy and pure love in your mind. Try to make it real every day. Write out your highest, noblest self. Live by it. Try to be peaceful. The biggest mystery in your life is who you are. Find your highest self and honor it. Who or what do you see when you look in the mirror? Christians say serve others and believe in God. Try to live a life where you do your own thing and don't interfere with others. The physical body is a projection of your spirit. Does your body look strong? Truth is a constant and does not change. What's in your spirit is truth. It never changes even though the brainwash of the world can make it weak. Physical life is an illusion next to what's in your spirit. Everybody's body withers away. Forgive people who have wronged you. True forgiveness is to accept everyone and everything no matter what. Some people say you must release all judgment, forgive everything and release your attachment to yourself to feel like you're in harmony with everything because you are everything. The most important thing is to be at peace with yourself. No matter what, follow your true nature over your intellect. Fear is the result of you limiting yourself. Live freely, fearlessly, wisely, and civilized. Explore and admire Earth. It was created for you to discover how to love life. Try to develop and experience the highest feelings you can imagine. Gradually, you might learn to respect every human being as an individual with unlimited potential. Anything you do against your true nature will cause disharmony within yourself. Stick with your purpose in life. Live and act according to the purpose of the universe, which is to release your natural energy in a positive way. You cannot escape from who you are. It's okay to make mistakes on the road to enlightenment, but not okay to keep repeating the same mistakes over and over. Watch people. Learn from their mistakes. Does the universe have unlimited potential? Do you have a plan or sense of purpose? Don't blame others for your problems. What are your highest imaginable feelings? What do you want to feel in life? No matter what, no one can quash your thoughts or spirit but you. You can destroy yourself from indoctrination and pollution from the outside world. By committing suicide, you fail the test of life. Life is a test to learn and do. If you don't pass in this life, you will have to repeat life over and over until you understand. You choose whether to see life as beauty or drudgery. You only appreciate health when you lose it. You have to experience misery and suffering so you know what happiness is. You have to experience competition and fighting to learn that love and cooperation are better. Know love by knowing hate. A feeling of harmony is everything flowing together well. Nature is harmony. Man ruins it. Harmony is simplicity. The simplest way is usually the best. All you need to know is your true nature given to you by God. Anything else can be entertainment or disregarded for peace of mind's sake. Meditation is complete silence of the mind with no thoughts at all. Concentration is thinking creatively and logically. Everything is a cycle like work, rest, meditation, concentration. Life is a balance. When our mind is cluttered with thoughts, it is hard to come up with new ideas. Relax a while. There are many techniques for meditation. A mantra is any word or sound to help blank your mind to calm you down. There is no sacred meaning to it unless you want there to be. This is the anchor in neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. Meditate while in a relaxed position. The best thing to do after you quiet your mind is to focus on peace and love. Try to imagine yourself surrounded by the divine love of God and the universe. Love nature. Love the planet. Love your relatives and friends. Love all people. Love animals. Try to love everything as you meditate. Forgive everyone who has wronged you. Try to imagine that every person is love. Imagine a cloud of love surrounding you. Imagine it filling your room, your house, the street, and the world, then our galaxy and the universe. Use your visions and dreams to learn about your life purpose. When you dream, try to remember them if possible. Sometimes they are giving you a message. Sometimes they are your brain simply clearing out its nonsense. Concentrate on what you feel within your intuition. That's all you own. Who does God want you to be? Do you believe you have unlimited potential to develop your brain? You're here to inspire, uplift and help others. Other people will try to put you down, but they can't if you don't let them. We're trained to value materialism. Most wealthy people exploited others to get their wealth. If you have wealth, you should use it to help others. You're here to learn to understand your life and use it wisely. When you have inner peace, no one can hurt you. Fight hate with love. Progress is a feeling of natural inspiration. Inspiration Ideas 10. No one else can develop your life but you. No one else can experience love and life for you. You are an individual for a reason. You have something to offer. The only limit you will ever experience is the one that you impose yourself. Be close to your true nature. You cannot eliminate ego, which is vanity, you caring about what others might think of you, how you look. You can come close. Just know that you have to control your sense of vanity and arrogance. Ego and individuality are good. Just don't impose them on others. Use your arrogance, thinking you're special, to do something great. Beliefs turn people into brainwashed zombies. Keep a free mind. Constantly strive to increase your understanding of reality. The lack of understanding causes suffering. Knowledge gives us control of life. Limited people fear life. Affirm life. Do you believe people start wars in the name of peace and justice? Is glorifying violence as with violent TV shows a contributing force to life? Focus on understanding today. You'll never know the future. You will earn from unexpected situations. Live a life consciously with purpose. Think deep thoughts to discover and create new things. Love and become loved. Help others. Don't assume that what is good for you works for others. Respect other people's freedom of choice. Many people will not understand your great ideas. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Albert Einstein. Most people are so brainwashed by the falsehoods of society that they can't understand the truth of what's really going on. Man exists to develop spiritually. Much life is a random accident. If you're not in physical pain, your life is great. The divine energy is the pure you. The truth is simple. Listen to yourself. Have the will to be a difference in the world. Gratitude, humility, charity open us up to receive God. Anger can be draining. Give thanks for having a home, food, clothes, etc. Nobody ever wins a war. Everybody loses. Discover who you are. Don't go out in the world looking for answers. Look inside yourself first. Seek love over power. How do you know who has a good heart? Watch how animals treat somebody. They know. Know that human nature is basically selfish, and most people think they are morally better and more exceptional in general than they really are, and be cool about it. Treat others kindly. Don't probe them too deeply. Let them be who they are. Don't be mean. Don't snicker at fat people. They already feel bad enough. You don't have to make it worse for them. Knowing the self is enlightenment, but it's not enough, because you have to honor who you are by releasing natural energy every day to be true to yourself. He who knows he has enough is rich. What is eternal about you? Honor those things. Live by them. Everybody wants rest, happiness, and peace. Soft and weak overcomes hard and strong over time, because hard, strong people end up wearing themselves out or otherwise destroying themselves. What you do to others, you do to yourself. Whenever you're mean, you always later on think about it and realize how disgusting you were. The greatest life is to live naturally by what you feel is right. You'll never be happy by being selfish and lazy. Happiness comes from being proud of what you do. A lot of people need to feel like they are contributing something, like they mean something. Life is always a choice between fear and love right now. Follow your conscience and you will always do the right thing. You will never find happiness by filling desires, because you cannot fill your desires. They are endless. Sex, food, and drugs are a bottomless pit. You always want more. You need a stable feeling within yourself. A truly good man is not vain. Good people do real things to help others. They don't just do pretend things. Inspiration is the root of all energy. Inspiration can give you the strength to do almost anything you want within reason. The human mind is infinite if you're willing to explore it. Genius goes with failure and mistakes. You cannot learn without trial and errors, risks and mistakes. Great discoveries begin alone by inspired people. Life is a mystery. It is hard to understand it. It's easier to live it day by day. Seek to be good, kind, and just. Be whole, clear, firm, strong, and inspired. You are the power you want to be. Everything out there is an illusion. Society cannot help you solve your problems. You have to solve your life yourself, or live like a semi-depressed wimp. The strength of the spirit is that the more you release it, the stronger you get. Too much success leads to apathy and vanity. Taoism is an acceptance of whatever happens, a kind of eternal patience. You keep living peacefully no matter what. Violence and anger lead to more violence and anger. A contented man who doesn't own much is never disappointed. A wise man doesn't overdo anything. Pride is common. It's probably the biggest mistake people make, trying to appear cool, superior and sophisticated to others. Worry about pleasing your own standard. Don't try to fill others up with your greatness. If you're great, it stands on its own. If you're always content no matter what, you can't be disappointed. Desire, discontent, and greed leave you miserable. The farther you go, the less you know. Simplicity is a virtue. A great leader is aware of the needs of others and helps them. Avoid bad people. Arrogant, violent people are likely to get beat up or killed. A warrior of life is a person who possesses both courage and learning. Good men praise the accomplishments of others without advertising their superior accomplishments. All good talk show hosts are like this. Don't run away from hardship and problems. When you get sick, slow down to try to heal. Solitude will help you solve most problems. If you see someone get joy out of a cruel act, that's an evil person. Sheltered, comforted, grown and protected. Creating without claiming. Doing without taking credit. Guiding without interfering. This is primal virtue. I Ching. Keep your mouth shut most of the time. Talking is mostly a bunch of BS. Always be busy. When an enemy is stronger than you, avoid the fight. If you have more possessions than you can use, you are stealing from the world. Cultivate virtue within yourself. Simplify your problems. Don't try to impress others with your wisdom. Defeat enemies with surprise attacks. The more laws there are, the more miserable, cunning, and evil the people get. Who knows what the future holds? Use restraint when dealing with others. If you must compromise to get a better situation, do it. Decide what you stand for and write it out so you know for sure. The greatest thing you can do is to create positive things. Do good deeds. Whatever you want out of life, even if you can't have it, you can imagine it. Forgive yourself when you screw up. Forgive others when they screw up. Try to be kind to be bad people. See simplicity in the complicated. Achieve greatness in small tasks. Great things are made up of small deeds all piled on top of each other. Deal with small problems right away before they become big problems. Anything great starts with a small move. People often fail when they are on the verge of success because they get tired. So give as much at the end as to the beginning. The wise person seeks freedom from desire. He doesn't collect material things or even ideas. He continues on creating new things. The best you can ever do is help others find their true natures. Chapter 2. Inspiration Guide 2. Inspiration Ideas 11. Happiness is being active right now. Keep a strong sense of spirit no matter what. Balance. Stay in connection with your higher self by being natural. Don't live a scripted life. Don't succumb to frivolous temptations. Choose light and in love. Be free enough to be masculine and feminine. Be brave in daily life. Feeling or being love is better than talking. Connections are made with heart, not tongue. If you want to forget someone, never hate him/her. Love someone as they are. Let things go. They wear you down. As we fly, we may not know where we are going, but the miracle is unfolding your wings. What's important is my opinion of myself. Thinking something does not make it true. Wanting something does not make it real. Families are made in the heart. Listen to your instincts, ignore everything else. Ignore logic and go for it. Because of pain, I can feel beauty. Healing feels spreading your wings and flying. No matter what, life does go on, it will be better tomorrow. We have to forgive, to overlook, to forget. I lost the world and gained the universe. You can be beautiful if you know it. If I am to fall into love, I will. This is my spirit. I am unbreakable. No one loses anyone, no one owns anyone. True happiness is to enjoy now, without dependence upon the future. Be satisfied with what we have. The greatest blessings are within us. A wise man is content with his lot without wishing for what he has not. You've got this life while you've got it. Kiss it like you only have this moment. I search to be completely human, to feel, to laugh. My life is my message. I criticize myself. I am going to stop being my own critic. It's high time that I accept all the great things about me. Stay away from predator people. Many people prey on peaceful, happy people. Things end. Life goes on. No matter what, you're with yourself. Do things freely, be strong, experience life. If you're not failing every now and again, you're not doing anything very innovative. Anger is like flowing water, there's nothing wrong with it as long as you let it flow. Hate is like stagnant water, anger that you denied yourself the freedom to feel. Be human. Growing up means learning what life is. You can't live in a criteria, you have to live your life. You can't wait for your plans to materialize, because they may never materialize the way you think they will. Take the first chance in case you never get a second one. Growing up means that you have to hold on to what you have. All the ideals and criteria you have set in your head, those aren't yours, because those haven't happened to you. When you feel you cannot even bear one more minute, never give up. Let go, there is always tomorrow. The only thing that can save you is yourself. Live the life you've imagined. If you are brave and honest and willing to learn, life will be pretty good. Two wings can only stay in the air if there is a balance. There is no perfection, only life now. People wait around too long for love. I am a flawed person. God loves me just this way. Hearts may break, but hearts are able to pump for a lifetime. Your dreams are always there even when buried. This is the key to life, to expect everything to be given to you from above. Expect all good things to be yours. We are all equal in the fact that we are all different. We are all the same in the fact that we will never be the same. You can get 1,000 no's from people and 1 yes from God. I don't know why people are afraid of lust. I have a great lust for everything. There are two kinds of people, those who choose to throw out the good cherries and wallow in all the rotten ones, and those who choose to throw out all the rotten ones and savor all the good ones. When you look for a man, what you want to look for is a man with the heart of a poor boy and the mind of a conqueror. I don't fit into any stereotypes. And I like myself that way. True beauty takes time. We have faith that there is purpose. We hope for things we can't see. There are lessons in loss. Love yourself. I have realized, it is during the times I am far outside my element that I experience myself the most. I'm just going to keep on coming back. Stand up and face your life. Life is what you make it. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. You can't change the past, but the future isn't set in stone. Move forward with purpose. Love and forgive everyone, including yourself. Forgive your anger. Forgive your guilt. Embrace and open up your love, your joy, your truth, and most especially your heart. A scar means the hurt is over, the wound is closed and healed, done with. Elegance is a glowing inner peace. Grace is an ability to give as well as to receive and be thankful. Glamour only radiates if there is a sublime courage and bravery within. Glamour is like the moon, it only shines because the sun is there. Attack life with a passion. To know yourself, look at your fears. I knew who I was this morning, but I've changed a few times since then. Lewis Carroll, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. Be brave, follow dreams. The last thing that they want is for you to see the wonder of your life because they can't see theirs. When we think we can act like God, all respect is lost. Love. The real kind. The kind that gets beaten down and bloody, yet perseveres. The kind that hopes even when hope seems foolish. The kind that can forgive. The kind that believes in healing. The kind that can sit in silence and feel renewed. The real kind of love. People only like you for as long as they perceive they can get what they want from you. I like people for all of their changing surprises, the thoughts in their heads, the warmth that changes to cold and the cold that changes to warmth. Inspiration Ideas 12. Closing no doors and covering no windows, I am the multicolored glass with light filtering through me, in many different shades. My answer is destiny and my guide is joy. There is nothing that needs to be proven. May light always surround you, hope kindle and rebound you. May your hurts turn to healing, your heart embrace feeling. May wounds become wisdom, every kindness a prism. May laughter infect you, your passion resurrect you. May goodness inspire your deepest desires. She was free in her wildness. For those who are not frightened by the solitude, everything will have a different taste. To keep your truth in sight, you must keep yourself in sight. The future is bright, wear your sunglasses. An old Cherokee told his grandson about a battle that goes on inside people. He said, "My son, the battle was between two wolves inside us all. One was evil. It was anger, envy, jealousy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority and ego. The other was good. It was joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion and faith. The grandson thought about it for a minute and then asked his grandfather, "Which wolf wins?" The old Cherokee simply replied, "The one you feed." It's time to soar. When I was a little girl, everything in the world fell into either of these two categories, wrong or right, black or white. Now that I am an adult, I have put childish things aside and now I know that some things fall into wrong and some things fall into right. Some things are categorized as black and some things are categorized as white. But most things in the world aren't either. Most things in the world aren't black, aren't white, aren't wrong, aren't right, but most of everything is just different. The best thing that I can ever be is me. I don't believe in fighting against the flow. You ride on your river and you go with the tides and the flow. Let everyone else catch their own gusts of wind and let them fly with their own gusts of wind and you go and you fly with yours. This is courage, to throw away what is our own that is limited and to thrust ourselves into the hands of these higher powers. The hardest part for man is the letting go. In the letting go is found freedom. Your time is way too valuable to be wasting on people that can't accept who you are. Anger is an essential part of being human. The more you deny yourself the freedom to be angry, the more you will hate. I don't live in either my past or my future. I'm interested only in the present. In everyone's life, at some time, our inner fire goes out. It is then burst into flame by an encounter with another human being. We should all be thankful for those people who rekindle the inner spirit. My friends, love is better than anger. Hope is better than fear. Optimism is better than despair. So let us be loving, hopeful, and optimistic. Your success and happiness lie in you. Sense and understanding are produced within one's soul. Find something you love to do and you'll never work a day in your life. God made us impure. If he had a problem with that, he would have made us gods, instead. Never give up. It's always wonderful to be elegant, it's always fashionable to have grace, it's always glamorous to be brave and it's always important to own a delectable perfume. Let lemons be lemons. One of the most important things that I have ever learned, is that I don't have to save people. Stop giving meaningless praise and start giving meaningful action. At the end of the day, it's about being brave. I don't believe that you should always wear a smile, seriously, you're going to look stupid. But peace, you should always carry peace within you. Peace makes your heart beautiful and it makes you look beautiful, too. There is always a day of reckoning. The good among the great understand that every choice we make adds to the strength or weakness of our spirits. That is every human's life work, to construct an identity bit by bit, to walk a path step by step, to live a life that is worthy of something higher, lighter, more fulfilling and maybe even everlasting. I am enlightened and free but I am also lustful and carnal. If you choke your potential before it has an opportunity to become a possibility you will never reach your destiny. Who designated myths and legends as unreality? Your reality is what you believe in. And nobody should be able to tell you to believe otherwise. Curiosity is the most powerful thing you own. Once the deforming mirror has been smashed, there is a possibility of wholeness, a possibility of joy. There is something simply beautiful and simply innocent in being human. Never look back, always look forward and continue moving along with the confidence that everything you're doing and everything you've done is the way it's supposed to be. No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and he's not the same man. I am in charge of my recovery and my life and no one else on this earth is. There was an enjoyment to being alive. Each person you meet is an aspect of yourself, clamoring for love. As long as you do things for God, you are a Hall of Famer in heaven's list. It's you, nobody else, who determines your destiny and decides your fate. Nobody else can be alive for you, nor can you be alive for anybody else. The most adventurous journey to embark on, is the journey to yourself. We do not need to eat animals, wear animals, or use animals for entertainment purposes, and our only defense of these uses is our pleasure, amusement and convenience. If you are not a great person, it's better to be famous. But if you have greatness, it's better to not be famous. Just go with it. You won't figure out anything if you give in to fear. Do not alter your innate wakefulness. Knowledge is like an endless resource, a well of water that satisfies the innate thirst of the growing human soul. Remain innocent and have love and be healthy. God expects me to be human. I feel like, God likes me just the way I am, broken and empty and bruised. I feel like, God doesn't look at me and wish that I were something else, because He likes me just this way. My life came to a standstill. I could breathe, eat, drink and sleep, and I could not help doing these things, but there was no life, for there were no wishes the fulfillment of which I could consider reasonable. If in moments of intoxication I felt something which, though not a wish, was a habit left by former wishes, in sober moments I knew this to be a delusion and that there was really nothing to wish for. The truth was that life is meaningless. We must know what we want. And want what we want. Inspiration Ideas 13. Such is my relationship with God. On my gigantic canvas of life, I am the one throwing all of the brightly colored paints, creating genuine splatters, authentic whirlpools of color, beautiful patterns, wonderful streaks and stains and wild accents. God is the one with the paintbrush who stands beside my canvas, filling all the intricate and amazing details in between the whirlpools and the streaks. We're happy together. To forgive is the highest, most beautiful form of love. In return, you will receive untold peace and happiness. Obey God and leave all the consequences to Him. If you wait for a cake to be given to you so you will be happy, then you will be happy when someone gives you a cake. But if you buy a cake, or bake one, for yourself so you will be happy, you have found the way of happiness. A scar means I survived. Indeed, without new experiences or ideas, we slowly grow more and more tightly bound, eventually turning into less vibrant versions of who we might have been. For my part, I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars makes me want to dream. What matters is if at the end of your life you can say that you shared the best of yourself with the handful of people who are around you, that you gave the wonderful in you, to the people you love and who love you. If you are too busy to pray, you are busier than God wants you to be. Explore more, expect least. Our key to greatness lies in who we are, which we can give to other people in a way that when they walk away from us, they are able to say in their hearts that they have taken away something with them quite extraordinary. When angels visit us, we do not hear the rustle of wings, nor feel the feathery touch of the breast of a dove, but we know their presence by the love they create in our hearts. I dream at day, I dream all day. The sun shall always rise upon a new day, and there shall always be a rose garden within me. If you have no empathy for human pain, the name of human you cannot retain. I learned that if people are unhappy, it is only because they don't know how to look for the paper roses, they don't see the reddest red ribbon, and they don't like the little golden cards. Love reigns, peace dwells. Write your life in your heart. I am never alone wherever I am. The air itself supplies me with a century of love. When I breathe in, I am breathing in the laughter, tears, victories, passions, thoughts, memories, existence, joys, moments, and the hues of the sunlight on many tones of skin. I am breathing in the same air that was exhaled by many before me. A warrior of light values a child's eyes because they are able to look at the world without bitterness. When your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. A wise man first thinks and then speaks, and a fool speaks first and then thinks. Long before we even lose our lives, we lose our souls. You have so many extraordinary gifts, how can you expect to lead an ordinary life? Embrace your liberty. See what wonderful things come of it. Bring up the past only if it will help to build the future, otherwise it's best to be left to sleep. Laughter is good for both the body and the soul. The thing about life is you've got to somehow make it through the day. Don't wait for the beautiful evening. Go on with your life. Of course, the beautiful evening will come. In fact, she's on her way. And she's coming to you as fast as she can. Every man reaches his destination, if he just keeps walking. When your footsteps and thoughts carry you down the same path your heart and soul are directing you, you will know without a doubt that you are headed in the right direction. Whether you believe you can or believe you can't, you are absolutely right. A real winner is someone that doesn't give up, even when it feels like they are losing. Sometimes the only reason for us to be somewhere else is to see things from a different perspective. The greatest thing you will ever give to the world is your commitment to leave what you find in better condition than the way you found it. You can capture this body of mine, take away my freedom and enslave me. You may even have the power to capture my soul and sentence me to the realm of eternal darkness. But my dreams you cannot touch. They are my will, the very essence of who I am. In them I laugh. In them I cry. In them I love. And in them, I live. My dreams are untouchable and unceasing. People do not meet by chance, they navigate their lives to certain people for certain reasons. A poet chisels away at our own sensibilities, shaping our vision while molding our hearts. A poet wraps words around our own feelings and presents them as fresh gifts to humanity. No matter where we live on the planet or how difficult our situation seems to be, we have the ability to overcome and transcend our circumstances. We must not be defined by what we do, but we must be what and who we are, then only happen to do what we do. In both happiness and peace, there is a heart of strength, determination, and steadfastness, a heart that has the power to make things happen. You have to be at peace. You have to be happy. Now. It matters not how a man dies, but how he lives. I've learned that taking no risks is the greatest risk of all. Never allow others to create your world, because if you do, they will always make it too small. Always have something to look forward to. Talk to yourself, be the best friend for yourself, and do not hesitate to ask God. There is no law of attraction. There is just you living your life. You don't need to attract anyone. If worthy people come around, good. If not, you're still happy. What is wrong is within you and you have control. Enlightenment means aligning to the energy of my source. Enlightenment is about allowing my connection to the source flow through me. It is only about what you are, right now. The basis of life is freedom, the purpose of your life is joy. You are a creator, you create with your every thought. Relax into your natural well-being. You cannot die, you are everlasting life. Your innate awareness of individuality is at the heart of your success. Guilt is self-deprecation. You are love of self, love of all, you are love. Find something to feel good about and get out of the way and allow your body to heal. Get so fixated on what you want that you drown out any vibration or reverberation that has anything to do with what you do not want. You're always on your way somewhere. The key is, find a way to be happy wherever you now are on your way to. Inspiration Ideas 14. Always want to thrive. You are born with a sense of self and a sense of creation. Those living long lives don't do so without powerful intent that keeps drawing. Activity keeps you alive and well. Nothing is more important than you feeling good. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to skip. I'm going to be glad. I'm going to smile a lot. I'm going to be easy. I'm going to count my blessings. Relax and be natural. It is about the joy that you are feeling. The more joyful you are, the longer you live. The only thing that matters is the thought that you are thinking right now. When you are tuned in, source energy flows. There are no happier people on this planet. Life is supposed to be fun. No one is taking score of any kind. Don't do anything that you don't really want to do. Keep yourself in a place of feeling good. Live for the fun of it. Your inner being is always guiding you toward what you are wanting. Genius is just attention to something specific. There is power lying latent everywhere waiting for the observant eye to discover it. Life is a fight to be yourself in a massive ocean of other ideas. Prayer prevails. It turns ordinary mortals into men of power. It brings power. It brings fire. It brings rain. It brings life. It brings God. Doing what is right to God gives you peace, not regret. Broken dreams are common. They don't have to break you. Keep going. Poisons like sugar and fat can be addictive. Improve the quality of water you drink. Drink water. Love what you eat. Eat slowly. Eat less. The best detoxification method is to let our body use whatever excretion organs it has to dispose of anything it can. Fast. Drink plenty of pure good quality water. Learn meditation and meditate regularly every day. Eat apples. Eat vegetables. Sleep is rest during which living organisms have an opportunity to regain harmony and attend to self-repairs. Whatever your hand finds to do, do with all your might. Idle hands are the devil's workshop. Any one of the professions, if carefully mastered and diligently pursued, promises fortune. Since Adam delved and Eve span, agriculture has been the principal occupation of civilized man. Eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. The race is not always to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. Usually the swiftest wins the prize and the strongest gains in the strife. Heaven helps those who help themselves. The great and indispensable help to success is character, wisdom and goodness. The exercise of constant self-watchfulness, self-discipline, and self-control. Persevere against discouragements. Keep your temper. Employ leisure in study and always have some work in hand. Be punctual and methodical in business and never procrastinate. Never be in a hurry. Rise early and be an economist of time. Maintain dignity without the appearance of pride. Manner is something with everybody and everything with some. Be guarded in discourse, attentive and slow to speak. Never acquiesce in immoral or pernicious opinions. Be not forward to assign reasons to those who have no right to ask. Don't hang with bad people. If your family is bad, stay away. Have courage and diligent effort. Courage, combined with energy and perseverance, will overcome difficulties apparently insurmountable. Habit is the persistent repetition of acts physical, mental, and moral. No matter how much thought and ability a young man may have, failure is sure to follow bad habits. Anybody can be educated. Learning is thinking for yourself, thinking logically, clearly. Experience is a great teacher, but you have to learn from experiences by analyzing them. This is why I dismiss young people full ego and book knowledge. They don't really know what's going on. They shouldn't make anyone under 30 an officer in the military. It doesn't make sense for a 22-year-old kid to be the leader of older men. Pick a calling or a profession. Work hard at it. Don't expect breaks from anyone. There are evil people everywhere, acting like good people. Don't be a young naive fool thinking that all people are good. Read the Bible. It's telling you that human beings are evil scum. Be wary of them. If you can find good friends and allies, good for you. If you love what you do, work is not a chore. You need constant effort. You don't owe anybody anything. You do not owe patriotism to the government. You do not have to fight in a war. You don't even owe income tax. Income tax is a criminal theft of your money. Look up Bill Still Money Masters on YouTube. Have patience and perseverance. Success is usually the result of hard work. A few people get lucky. Most worked hard for what they got. All so-called movie stars became so by luck. For every role, there are at least 1,000 actors who can do it. The producer picks one and they became a star. No matter what, be reserved and prudent. Don't listen to other people's bullshit too much. Pursue your profession and don't dabble in stuff you don't know much about. Save your money. All politicians are corrupt. Stay away from politics. It's Hollywood for ugly people. Keep a sound mind and sound body. Live in moderation. Avoid idleness. Nothing seems easy, not even walking, that was not difficult at first. Stay active, busy, working. What the world calls education is all bullshit if it's under the umbrella of the social sciences. If you want to learn about human life, think hard enough to discover the pure you away from the world, then live by it. Earn your money out there, but don't sell them your soul. You're in a position to help others, it's a good thing, plus you never know when you need allies, people you helped. Inspiration Ideas 15. Normal, clear, rational thinking should overtake blind indoctrination. When you have one eye on the goal, you only have one eye on the path. The journey is supposed to be joyful. A worker is someone who is trapped within repetition, a slave of the system set up before him. Do something interesting. We could encourage the best qualities: curiosity, adventure, resilience, the capacity for surprising insight. Awaken your intelligence. We have no choices in life when money is our motivational force. Our motivational force ought to be passion. We are thinkers, dreamers, explorers, artists, writers, engineers.